Now available in paperback and e-readers from SJS Direct. Isis, House of Isis. The goddess next door takes on a hustling Hotep high priestess in Harlem in this Afrocentric Isis series adventure. Pick up Isis, House of Isis at online booksellers today. Whenever a woman or a group of women in a clique are allowed to run amok in a business unchecked, their behaviors can wind up costing a business its reputation, its brand, and it can alienate large groups of customers. And one of the most destructive behaviors that women participate in the workplace and in the business world is gatekeeping. What is gatekeeping? Gatekeeping is where a woman or a group of women decide who is going to come into a business and who is going to come into a job, or who will be hired on a job and who will be fired on a job. And what makes gatekeeping very dangerous is that gatekeeping is not an official position created by an owner of a company. No, when it comes down to gatekeeping, gatekeeping is a social position that the women create themselves, because no one in an ownership or management will take charge of the business and let the women in the business know who is in charge of the business and who has the final say over the business. Now, when it comes down to gatekeepers, again, gatekeepers are primarily social people, and they use the power of their social position to try to control the business environment. And because they want to use their social power to control the business environment, they believe that they have the right to say who comes into the business as a customer and who leaves the business as a customer. So whenever you have one of these gatekeeping females on a sales floor, she'll do things like saying to customers she doesn't like, "Oh, that doesn't look right on you. Oh, that doesn't look good on you. Oh, maybe you should go someplace else." And you'll listen to her words and they'll sound like, oh, she's trying to help someone, but she's actually being passive aggressive. And what she wants to do is push customers she doesn't like out of a business because she does not want them in her social environment. And when it comes down to hiring, these females also can cost you very good, qualified, talented people, because everything is about who they like and who they want on the job, and not based on the merits of their ability and skills. Because when it comes down to gatekeepers, they want to create a clique or a social club for them and their friends in a business. And that can be very destructive to your business long term, because in order for you to make profits in your business, you need customers from all walks of life. And it cannot be just about these females and their friends hanging out in your business, because you need to have people in your business who are focused on helping you reach the largest amount of customers, regardless of their race, their gender, their appearance, their lifestyle. What you want are customers from all over the world coming to buy your products. Unfortunately, what the gatekeeper wants to do is the gatekeeper wants to keep those people out of your business, because those people aren't attractive to her, they aren't popular to her, or they just don't meet her narrow standards for what she believes a customer should be, or a person who should be an employee working in the organization should be. Because when it comes down to the gatekeeper wants to dictate who comes in and who comes out, and who stays in and who stays out. And the only way the gatekeeper is allowed to have power is if the business owner or the managers allow it. And because we have a lot of beta males in management, they often allow gatekeepers to run unchecked, because oftentimes many of these beta males, they want to get the attention of the gatekeeping female themselves, or they want to win the approval of the female, or some of these beta males are so scared of this female and all the threats that she makes about, oh, I'm going to sue, or I'm going to
participate in some sort of threat against them, that they are too afraid to check this female. And the big problem with many of these beta males, as related to these gatekeeping females, is that they fear these females instead of saying that this is their business, this is their position as a manager. They have been given authority officially over this female as a supervisor, and as their supervisor, they are the ones who can say that this person can be hired or fired, and that they can actually terminate this person based on their behavior, because all they needed to do was document their behavior, and that's all they need to do to terminate this individual and show who is the official authority figure. But oftentimes these beta males in management and some of these females who jockey for the positions, they don't really want to terminate this person, because again, they are all about trying to get social currency and cool points with this person instead of letting them know who is in charge of the organization. Because the only way gatekeepers are allowed to maintain power is if people in management allow them to stay in power. And what they don't understand is that the longer you allow this person to stay in power socially, the more damage they do to your business economically. Because whenever you have someone who is a gatekeeper in charge, what they're going to do, again, is they're going to alienate your customers, and they're going to keep qualified talent from entering into your business and keeping it competitive, because everything with the gatekeeper is about her feelings, and everything is about making her the center of attention in your business. That's what everything is as related to the gatekeeper, because the gatekeeper wants to create an environment where they can be this socially elite person, this person who is on top of everything, and this person who everyone looks up to socially, but not someone who wants to be responsible for the day-to-day operation of the business. Because when it comes down to the gatekeeper wants to be the one who sets the rules and sets the standards for everything, but doesn't understand what the business needs in order to run economically. And I can give you examples of this because we can see it in places like human resources, because oftentimes we have a lot of females in human resources, and a company will need somebody to come into the business to help it in certain departments. And because some people are having issues with their boyfriend and they see a guy who looks like their boyfriend, they decide to play gatekeeper and keep that guy out. Or in the case of some black women who work in HR, they will take all of their personal issues about black men, and whenever they see a black man who is qualified come into the interview, what they will do is try to find ways to weed that guy out instead of trying to make an offer to that guy. And they'll do that because they just have all these issues about black men, and they're not thinking about what the organization needs. It's all about how they feel. And some of these women, whenever they see a woman who is more attractive or someone who has better education than they do, they will try to gatekeep again, trying to erect a brick wall to keep, that woman out of the business, because she fears her being more attractive, and she fears that she will have to compete with this woman for the attention of other men. So she will start doing passive aggressive things like telling her that this isn't the job for her, we don't really have that position available, and she'll do things to gatekeep that person and keep that person from coming into the organization and making a contribution that could increase the profits of your business. Because when it comes down to the gatekeeper, everything is about her having her smooth world and her controlling her fiefdom. Because when it comes down to gatekeepers, everything is about them having their fiefdom, where they can be the beautiful people, they can be the cool people, and as the mean girls, what they're going to do is keep all the uncool people out of your business. But the great tragedy is it's all those uncool people who have all the money, and if you don't get the money from the uncool people that the gatekeepers don't like, you're not going to be in business for long. And if you can't get the talent from the uncool people to work for your business, you're not going to be able to create products for your business. So when it comes down to a business, it is paramount for a business owner to find his backbone and his stones, or for this female to find her clitoris and start to stand up to these gatekeepers, because these gatekeepers, what they will do after they destroy your business is they will monkey branch to another business or find another job, and then they will talk bad about your business. So you have to draw a line in the sand, assert yourself as an authority figure from minute one, and let these females know that there is only one boss, there is only one leader, and if you don't want to follow the lead of the boss, and you don't want to follow the lead of the leader who owns the organization or is the supervisor, then they can hit the door and they can move on with their life. Because if you don't shut a gatekeeper down, they will lead to you having the doors closed on your business. If you want to keep the doors of your business open, one of the things you have to do early on is kick the gatekeepers out of the front of the door so that all the customers can come into the business. Because the faster you kick the gatekeeper out of the front of the door, the faster you can allow more customers to come into the business. Because when it comes down to customers and when it comes down to people who want to work for your business, they want a comfortable environment, they want a professional environment, and gatekeepers keep you from having a professional environment where people feel comfortable about expressing themselves and people feel freely about doing the best quality work. Because everything with the gatekeeper is not about producing work that is high quality. No, everything with the gatekeeper is about meeting the standards of the fiefdom. And if you are appeasing the gatekeepers and making them feel good, you can produce substandard work and poor quality work and pass that off to the customer, because the gatekeeper's ego is being sated. So you really need to deal with these gatekeepers, because these gatekeepers, these are people who can destroy your business. And the faster you get the gatekeeper out of the front of your door is the faster you can leave, start making plans to expand your business and take it to the next level. If you'd like to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon by clicking the link in the description box. And if you want to try some of my SJS Direct titles like Stop Simping in the Workplace, you may do so by clicking the link to Amazon.com. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.